Good afternoon. I'm Tiara Riddick and welcome to Automotive News Video. Today's afternoon video is a special one as it highlights the 20th anniversary of the DARPA Grand Challenge. And today we're diving into the world of self-driving technology and its remarkable journey from military use to civilian applications. It all started with a mission to save lives on the battlefield. But now, self-driving technology is reshaping industries and revolutionizing transportation as we know it. I spoke with our tech and innovation team lead, Pete Bigelow, on the rich history of the challenge and where we stand today as it relates to self-driving tech. 20 years ago, the Defense Department launched the DARPA Grand Challenge, a groundbreaking competition aimed at jump-starting the autonomous driving industry. With a $1 million prize on the line, the challenge sparked innovation and set the stage for a future where cars could drive themselves. What was the original purpose of the DARPA Grand Challenge, and how did it kickstart the development of autonomous driving technology? So that entails why is it so special? Why did it start?
So DARPA is an agency within the Department of Defense, and this primarily started for defense purposes. This was a time in the early 2000s when there were two wars in the Middle East, and soldiers were dying because of improvised explosive devices. And Tony Tether, the DARPA director, kind of said, why do we have humans in harm's way driving these trucks? Can't they drive by themselves? Now, over the years preceding that, there were kind of various permutations of people trying self-driving technology. We could even go as far back as Chrysler introducing cruise control in the late 1950s as kind of one of these first building blocks of automation. But this DARPA challenge, which came to be, really is the first modern day attempt to create self-driving vehicles. And it primarily said, we're not going to look at infrastructure. We're going to have everything we need on board the vehicle itself. So that's what kind of separates the DARPA era from previous ones. And so Tony Tether decided to not go the route of the usual government contractors to try and put something together, but to create a competition, a challenge with $1 million prize to kind of draw all these robotics hobbyists out of the woodwork in a lot of ways and start forming a community around this technology.
But while the vision of self-driving vehicles was initially driven by hopes of safety and efficiency, the reality has been more complicated. Despite billions of dollars poured into research and development, road fatality numbers remain stubbornly high, and the widespread adoption of self-driving technology has yet to materialize. Take Silicon Valley execs like Anthony Lewandowski, for example, a key figure in the early days of the self-driving movement, where he raced Ghost Rider, a motorcycle now located in the Smithsonian Museum that was retrofitted with things such as video cameras, computers, and even a GPS receiver.
Yeah, it's amazing to kind of fast forward to this 20-year mark, and even in this past month and in recent months, we've seen some real pullback from tech companies like Apple, which closed its Project Titan officially just a week or so ago. And we've seen Aptiv pull out of its joint venture with Hyundai on the Motional Robotaxi project. And then, as you mentioned, Ford kind of bowed out of Argo about 15 months ago, acknowledging that it was a very long road ahead before level 4 technology would work at scale. And General Motors has its well-known problems with Cruise following an October crash involving a pedestrian that was first hit by a human car. We should note.
But amid the challenges, there are glimmers of progress. Google subsidiary Waymo has emerged as a leader in the field, operating a successful driverless robotaxi business in cities like Phoenix and San Francisco. However, the success of companies like Waymo has also sparked controversy and backlash. In San Francisco, self-driving vehicles have become the target of protests and vandalism, raising questions about safety and public acceptance.
At the same time that we've seen all those pullbacks, we see Waymo, which is the descendant of the Google self-driving car project, last week got permission from California regulators to dramatically expand its operating area. So Waymo's been operating in Phoenix since 2018. And last summer started its commercial driverless operations in San Francisco. And now all of a sudden here at this point in March, they have permission to offer driverless commercial service throughout the San Francisco Peninsula and across Los Angeles. So all of a sudden, that's dramatic. That's unprecedented. And they seem to be the ones carrying the self-driving mantle forward here as everybody else at best hedges their bets.
Despite the challenges and controversies, the DARPA Grand Challenge has left a lasting legacy, seeding automation across various sectors beyond just passenger cars. From farming to mining, self-driving technology is revolutionizing industries and paving the way for a future where automation is the norm. As we look back on the last 20 years, it's clear that the journey towards fully autonomous vehicles is far from over. But with each obstacle comes new opportunities for innovation and progress.
You know, one of the promises I think that got everybody so excited in the wake of the DARPA challenges was that self-driving technology could allow the elderly and disabled and people who couldn't or didn't want to drive anymore to still have their independence. And there's also a promise of dramatic safety benefits. You know, right now, there's about 42,000 people per year in the United States alone that die in traffic accidents. It's like 1.3 million every year across the globe. And I think everybody really latched on to this hope that self-driving technology could do something about those numbers. That hasn't happened yet. So I think there's a big question right now about proving that self-driving technology is safe. It's safe enough to be on the road. There's still a lot of questions about what those benchmarks look like. For a long time, there was the idea that they were going to dramatically reduce traffic fatalities. And I think it was Mobileye who said we could go from 40,000 a year to 40. And that was the kind of hope at the time. And now I see a lot of companies, I'm not singling any one in particular out here, but right now there's a lot of statements more about being safer than a human driver. So you can see that's on one hand, human drivers are really actually pretty good. But on the other hand, if you're talking about reducing those numbers, that seems like the bar has fallen quite a bit as far as what was hoped for and what companies now think they might actually deliver.
Thanks for watching. For more on this story, be sure to head over to autonews.com, as well as checking out the Shift podcast with host Pete Bigelow as he delves into greater detail on the 20th anniversary of the DARPA Grand Challenge. Have a great day.